Somebody turn Alexa off.
Alexa off.
Okay, so nice to be here. I can't remember what happened yesterday. I don't remember what happened 40 years ago. All right. But anniversaries are occasions for recollection, celebration, and reflection. Anniversaries provide us with an opportunity to remember the past. For example, how you met.
In that wedding party. Evans.
And why?
That's what we're asking.
Anniversary, we celebrate what we have accomplished together through good times and bad. Anniversaries, I'm sure have given you time to reflect on the future and on what is yet to come. Should we continue to present your present course? Have to look for a few new thoroughbreds. But when you compare your first expectations with your current activities, I'm sure that you are on course. So, "40 years ago have passed since that day in St. Patrick's. With the blessing of the church, you wedded each other before the altar of God. In those 40 years, you've had your share, I'm sure, of happiness, but you also shared some moments of sorrow. But today, you enjoy the privilege of celebrating your relations surrounded by those who love you. And in the presence of the community, you are to renew the promise that you made to each other once and again receive a blessing on the years that are still to come. It is the hope of the church, and we know the sincere desire of your own hearts, that you always remain faithful, not only to each other, but to God. You have served him well over the 40 years. The Apostle Paul assures us that your toil in the Lord can never be in vain. Because God is not unjust, he will not forget what you have done and the love that you have shown for his sake. And in a spirit of joyful trust, therefore, turn to profit the experience that those 40 years have brought you, using such experience to benefit not only yourselves, but so many in this room. Be patient, still with each other in the weakness and the failing that sometimes are the accompaniment of advancing years. And let an atmosphere of peace and gentleness increasingly surround you. In whatever difficulties you might encounter, have confidence in the words of the apostle. Our present light affliction is producing for us an eternal weight of glory that is beyond all measure. I'd like to share with you a reading from Scriptures. The first miracle that Jesus, the first sign that St. John says that he performed. There was a wedding in Cana in Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. And Jesus and his disciples were also invited to the wedding. When the wine ran short, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." But Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does that concern affect, or how does that concern affect me? My hour has not yet come." And his mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Now there were 6 stone water jars there for Jewish ceremonial washings, each holding 20 to 30 gallons. And Jesus told them, "Fill the jars with water." And say they filled them to the brim. And then he told them, draw some out now and take it to the head waiter. And so they did. When the head waiter tasted the water that had become wine, without knowing where it came from, although the servants who had drawn the water knew, the head waiter called the bridegroom, and he said to them, "Everyone serves good wine first, and then when people have drunk freely, an inferior one. But you have kept the good wine until now." And Jesus did this as the beginning of his signs in Cana in Galilee, and so revealed his glory, and his disciples began to believe in him. One of the things that I like about that reading is that they were told to fill the water jars to the brim. So they would have 60 gallons in each one. That must have been some party.
Richie threw it.
Oh, specially made for Rich.
And I'm sure that your party was, where did you have your party?
At Nears.
Nears?
You were there.
Yeah, but I can't remember.
Oh.
It was in Astoria on Broadway.
Yeah. So I'm sure that there was good wine there.
After a fight with the table.
But it just shows you, Jesus reacts to very human occasions. And you can imagine the embarrassment that that young couple had. So, well, because we don't want to prolong this too long. Peggy and Rich, on the anniversary of that celebration 40 years ago, at which you joined your lives in an unbreakable bond through the sacrament of matrimony, you now intend to renew before the Lord the promises you made to one another. Turn to the Lord in prayer, that the promises you made may be strengthened by divine grace. Rich?
Oh, boy.
40 years ago, you were blessed by Lord. And for your goodness, you took Peggy as your wife. And you, Peggy, blessed are you, for you by your goodness took Richie as your husband.
Sainthood.
And I ask you to repeat after me. Blessed are you, Lord,
Blessed are you, Lord.
for in the good and the bad times of our life,
During the good and
Bad times of our life.
you have stood lovingly by our side.
You have stood lovingly by our side.
Help us, we pray,
Help us, we pray,
to remain faithful in our love for one another,
to be faithful
to
with
our
the
love for each other.
so that we may be true witnesses
that we may be true witnesses
to the covenant that you have made with us.
to the covenant that you have made with us.
May the Lord keep you safe all the days of your life.
And the Lord
And may he be your comfort in adversity. And may your support in prosperity. May he fill you home with his blessings. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. Now I would ask each of you, if you would mind, join with me in another little thing that I have written. Put up your hands. Oh, you put yours down. Circle Richie and Peggy. Keep love within. Keep disagreements without. Circle them, Lord. Keep light
Shut that
within. Keep dark without. Circle them, Lord, so that they may live as long as they want. and never want as long as they live. Circle them, Lord, so that the saddest day of the future may be no worse than the happiest days of the past. Amen.
Amen.
And may Almighty God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit bless